Hi guys, today in this video I'm just going to go through how to create the body and also this little chimney exhaust on the steamroller assembly activity. The rest of the files I've supplied to you on Teams in file format, they're just basic cylinders, cuboidal shapes, but I'm just going to concentrate on the body and the exhaust because they use some features that we haven't used already. So getting straight into it, if I just cycle down here, and we're going to start off with a cuboid that is 170 by 75 on the top plane, and we're going to extrude it to a depth of 63. So I'm going to go on the top plane, look down from above, sketch corner rectangle, and I need to make sure I click that point there. And what I want to do is make it 170 by, I've forgotten already, it is 75 wide. And I'm going to extrude that to a height of 63. So features, extrude boss base, click the sketch, 63 blind. Okay. Now to save time, I'm not going to rename everything over here on the left. You should be doing that automatically. Okay, so that's the body done. So on the top, what we're going to do is this 60 wide rectangle that goes from back to front or side to side of the body, and it's 20 from the back, and we're going to extrude it, cut it to be 20 millimeters deep. Okay, so I'm going to select that top surface there, look normal to it, sketch a corner rectangle, and somewhere along this line here I want to select my start point, and my end point will be on the far side. I'll immediately go and get a smart dimension from this point here to this point here. If I can actually click it and make it 20. And we've already said that this rectangle here should be 60 long. Okay, sketch has gone fully black. I'm happy enough with that. End the sketch, features, extruded cut, click part of the sketch that you just done, and we're going to extrude it to a depth of 20 blind. And again, you'd rename that over on the left hand side. Just let me close down Microsoft Word. Right, the next thing is to do these two cutouts on the other side, and we're going to, instead of doing it twice, we're going to save a bit of time with the sketch. We're going to draw one rectangle and we're going to mirror it over to the far side using an axial symmetry. So it's a 63 by 15 rectangle mirrored. So select that surface, look normal to it, sketch corner rectangle, that bottom corner to any size, and we said it's 63 by 15, so smart dimension 63 by 15. Okay, and I'm happy with that. Now what I need to do is flip it over to the far side. We need an axis of symmetry, so I'm going to sketch a center line, construction line, from the midpoint of this line here, and we only need to draw it up as far as there. Okay, so that's my axis of symmetry, and in sketch you'll see that you have mirror entities. So click mirror entities, and the entities that I want to mirror, basically the objects, so I'm going to click that rectangle. I can click all four sides individually or just in the rectangle, and I want to mirror it about my axis of symmetry, which is that there. There's my preview, I'm happy with that, green tick. Okay, so it's two rectangles, just saves you drawing the same rectangle twice. And we are going to extrude cut that probably through all. Yeah, we're going to cut right through the body. So sketch, features, extruded cut. Now, because there's two entities, two separate bodies, two separate shapes in that there, I'm going to select the whole sketch first, then extruded cut, and it'll take both squares or rectangles into account. Now we want to go through all, so it comes out the far side, and there we go. Right, the next thing is to do the archway, the arch for the rib. So it's going to be from that corner point there, a radius 45 quarter circle, and we're going to cut it out through all. Okay, so we're basically going to be left with a kind of an archway there. Okay, so radius 45. So I'm selecting that surface, look normal to it, sketch. Now we're going to use an arc. For the first time, we're going to use an arc, a center point arc. My center point goes here. Make it any size, click one point on the circumference, and then bring your mouse up and click a second time. And of course, we're going to put a smart dimension of radius 45 on that. That should go fully black, green tick. And what I want to do now is extrude cut that. So extrude cut, select the arc, do that again. Sorry, I went back into the sketch by accident. So we'll go features, extruded cut, click part of the sketch, and we want to go through all. Okay, so through all. And there's our archway, or wheel arch, I suppose you call it. Now on the top, we're going to cut out this little section here to create a fork. So it's 25 by 15, and then there's a 15 gap to the edge. So again, we go to the top, sketch, a rectangle. Now I'm purposely not going to draw it in the middle. I'll just draw it randomly. And we said it's going to be 25 long by 15 thick. So 25 long, 15 thick, and 15 from the edge. And that should automatically set the other side to be 15. A gap of 15, so it's symmetrical. We don't have to center it. And I presume what we do here now is we cut out through all. So features, extrude cut, select part of the sketch you just done, and we go through all. And we're left with that kind of fork shape there. Right, on this part here, we're going to drill 4 holes. Okay, that's the spacing for it. So I'm going to go with a center point, a corner point rectangle, and we're going to offset these 12 gaps. There's going to be a construction rectangle. So select that surface, look normal to it. I'm going to go corner point rectangle, and I'm going to go add construction lines here. So it does it as a dashed line. I hope it does it. No, it actually didn't do it. So I'm just going to select it here, and I'm going to go double click, turn it off, and then back on for construction. Okay. Now I'm going to set my 12 gaps on the 4 sides. So from here to here, it's 12. From here to here, it's 12. From that line to that line, it's 12. And from that line to that line, it's 12. And it should go fully black now, which it does. Now, what is the significance of that square? It's because we're going to have 4 holes that have an equal diameter. We're not going to individually put a diameter of 9 on them. We're going to make them all equal to each other. Set one to be 9, and then the rest should be 9. And we're going to extrude cut to 15 millimeters. So immediately what I want to do there is sketch 4 circles, center point circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to sketch the smart dimension, sorry, that one there to be diameter 9. Now what I want to do is make them all equal to each other. It's called adding a relationship between them. So if I select the first circle, hold Control on the keyboard, CTRL, select the next one, and the next one, and let go of CTRL. And if you look here, I have 4 arcs or circles selected, and I want to go to the equal relation here. So watch what happens to 4 on the screen. They all jump to diameter 9. They're all, because one is diameter 9, the rest of them is going to be diameter 9. They're all black, green tick. Now I want to cut all 4 circles out to a depth of 15. So sketch, features, extrude, cut. And we don't want to go through all. We want to go blind, 15 millimeters, green tick. And you can see you have the 4 hole drilled. So 15 millimeters. Right, nearly there. We're going to put a hole in the side for an axle. So 20 and 50 and diameter 9.5. 20, 50. Select that. Sketch. Draw a circle. Smart dimension. Diameter 9.5. And we need to set that distance from the side to the center was 50. And from the center to the bottom line, do that again, if we can get the center point accurately. Let me do this again. For some reason I switched it off. So center point to the bottom line, so it's a vertical measurement of 20. That should go fully black, which it is. And I want to take that now, sketch 8, features, extruded cut, not hole wizard. And I want to go through all. So it comes out the far side. And tick. Make sure it came out the far side. Yes, it did. Happy days. Now, There's a hole here for the exhaust and chimney, which I'll be drawing in a few minutes. So it's on the front where that fork is. So look normal to it, sketch, circle. I'm just going to randomly draw that circle there and go back and look at the measurements. So it's diameter 3. That's the first thing I'll do. And the next thing I want to do is, so it's 40 to this line here and 10 to the side. So 40 to the back line. So it's flipped around in the original drawing, that's fine. So from the center point to the back line, it was, we do that again, sketch, dimension. That's to be 40. And the other distance was 10 from the edge. So I need to find the center, find the edge, distance of 10. That's gone fully black, so it's fully defined. Now we're going to drill this out or extrude cut to a depth of 10 millimeters. So select the sketch, features, extrude cut, blind, 10 millimeters. Okay, that's the hole drilled out. Now the next thing is we're going to put a material on it. So it's unfinished pine. So let's go in here. Okay, so we can see it fully. This is your appearances. Now we're going to go for organic. So wood comes under a category of organic. Wood, and it's, I think it's unfinished pine. I'll just double check that. Unfinished pine. Now we have to do end grains as well. So we'll just go to standard pine. So this is an older version of SolidWorks that was created on, so the materials are much better this time. So we'll just go with find pine. Where is pine? Go into wood, scroll down to pine. I'll go with unfinished pine, and I'm going to drag it on here to the body. Now make sure it's going on to the whole body. Okay, now what we'll do here is, now that's fine, you can see the wood grain there, but where there's kind of cuts, we need to put what's called end grain on it. So if I just read this here again, let's adjust the scale and angle of the grain. So apply unfinished end grain to the faces that contain end grain as shown. So if I just zoom in here, you can see it's a few, basically anywhere that's been cut. Okay, so I'll see if I can do it there now. So unfinished pine end grain, that one there. So I'm going to put it there. Now we want to put it on the face. Okay, we're looking for the face. So if I apply it to the part, you can see there the whole thing, or to the body, that's basically one solid body. The whole thing is getting end grain where it's after being cut. We don't want that. We just want it here. Okay, now you can see the difference, end grain, not end grain. So I want to copy that now, right? So if you go to the one that has the end grain on it, go copy appearance, and we're going to paste it here. Hold control here, basically anywhere that's been cut. Will we put it there? Let me see the diagram. It's hard to tell exactly where it is, but listen, just follow my lead, as they say. I'm going to put it there. No, I'm not going to put it there. So for that off, I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there. The inside of the holes as well, as they've been drilled out. These are going to be hidden anyway when we do the assembly, so it's not 100% important. Let's see, where else will we put it? And technically, there's more places we could put it. Let me see. Yeah. So basically anything that's kind of shaded in black. Maybe, yeah. I think that's fine. Okay. And right click, paste appearance. So I've selected them all. So I copied my appearance from this one here. I've selected all these panels by holding control, and I want to go paste appearance. And you can see that puts a kind of an end grain pattern there. Okay. Right, that's that part done. I'm going to go File, save as and body. Okay, close. So file, save as, and call it body. Save it wherever you need to. I always save it on the desktop, or if I have a folder on the desktop. Okay, and we're going to use that later for the assembly. So I'm going to close that one down. I'm going to start a new one, new file, part. Okay, now this one's going to be very quick. So the others you can practice yourself. Okay, now I've provided these parts because they're so simple on Teams already. But you can, if you want in your own time, you can draw these. Okay, this one here is just a cuboid that has a pattern for holes at the bottom that, you know, we've done something similar just now, and it has a chamfer on top that is an angle distance chamfer of 5 and 45 degrees. So I'm going to scroll right down to this brass tube here, and we're going to use a new function called sweep. Okay, so I'm going to draw this sketch out on the front plane. Okay, so 35 radius 10, that's a quarter circle there, so on the front plane. So front plane, sketch, look normal to it, and we want to go with a line, so a vertical line. Now, to get an arc, there's a quick way that we can get an arc here if it's attached to the end of the line. So, okay, so let's say I stop there. If I just move my mouse over here, move it back to here, and then move it out, look at that, what's happening there. It creates this arc. Now, I could manually go and draw an arc, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do it again. So you draw your line, and at the end of that line, after you've clicked the first time, you're at this page here. So now you move your mouse to the center, then over to the right, and then bring it back. And now automatically it kind of came up there already for me. Okay, so we want to make sure it's a quadrant, quarter circle. Press escape, smart dimension. Now, what was the dimension? It was 35 and radius 10. So we'll make that 35. We'll make this radius 10. Okay. So that's what the exhaust is going to look like in terms of a center line that runs up the middle of it, if you want to think about it like that. Now, basically what I want to do now is on the top plane, and this will all make sense, the sweep function in a minute. On the top plane, I want to draw, and we can change the size of planes if we want, if we need to, if it's getting in the way. I want to draw a circle here at that point. It has to be attached onto this sketch that we've done already, okay? So you can look normal to it if you want. So basically that's an edge view of the shape that we've drawn there. You'll see it in a second. So that is diameter 3. So I'll just put the dimension on it and show you what we've done so far. So diameter 3, green tick. So this here is the edge view of the kind of R shape that we've done, as you can see it there. Now to do a sweep function, our two sketches have to be attached. So on one plane I have a circle, the other plane I have this pathway here. So what we're going to do is take that circle and we're going to make it travel along this pathway here and create an infinite number of circles all the way along it until it reaches the end point here. So I'm happy I have my two sketches. These have to be two separate sketches, by the way, not all in the one sketch. One is on the front plane, that one, and the other is on the top plane, that one. So I go to features now, I go to swept boss base or sweep, and it's asking me for the first box, it's the profile. You can see it's the circle, the profile that we want to do, that would be the circle. And the second one is the path that we want to do. It's not coming up there. Okay, so I click into the second box, physically click into it, and go like that. Now you can see what it's doing. It's generating that shape all the way along. I think we just need to click OK. I'll just double check here. Sketch, blah, blah, blah. Grand. Yeah, that was so easy. That's it done. If you wanted, you could hollow it out because technically it's hollow. Let's hollow it out, even though it doesn't tell us to do it in that. So we'll go shell, and we're going to go with thickness of 1. Let's see what 1 is like. And we're going to hollow it out from here. Okay, and we want it to come out the far side, so we can select the two of them. It should do it. Okay, so maybe 1 is probably too thick. So we'll go back into the shell here, right click, edit, make it 0.25. Let's see if it updates, and that looks better. It's more of an exhaust. Okay, the last thing I want to do to it is put a material on it, brass. We'll go to materials or appearances. I'm going to close up the organic there. We're going to get metal. We're going to go to brass and just go with polished brass, drop it onto it, so that it hits the body or part 2 or even sweep. All 3 of them will give you the same thing. Let's just put it on the whole thing. That's just the whole part that's in it there. Okay, and then I go to File, Save As, and we call that Exhaust, and save that on the desktop. So now with the rest of the 9 files, so you can see the other video that I put up, it's putting them all together, all the parts together, all 9 parts. So you've drawn 2, I've given you 7, that's the total of 9. You put them all together. So if you look at the other video, it'll go through that. That is it, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you.